friends, how are you? By blessings to God, you are doing well. So this is Dr. A B JENA, faculty member, PG Department of Business Management, as well as the coordinator of PG Department of Accounts, Pakistan University, Vesavihar, Balasore, Odisha. Friends, once again I am welcoming to all of you to your channel, to my channel, Dr. A B JENA Classes. I am hopeful that so friends you are doing well. So friends, as हम डिस्कशन करेंगे तो very interesting and the important content from the research methodology. So friends, आज हम डिस्कशन करेंगे what is the basic difference between the null hypothesis and the alternative hypothesis. So far as today's discussion is concerned, आज का डिस्कशन बहुत यूजफुल एंड फ्रूटफुल होगा for the board, I mean the semester exams, so far as the commerce management, PMIR, economics and other related subjects. फिर भी आज का डिस्कशन यूजफुल होगा, यूजिस नेट जा रहे फॉर द सब्जेक्ट ऑफ कॉमर्स मैनेजमेंट इकोनॉमिक्स PMIR, एज वेल एज आज का डिस्कशन भी बहुत यूजफुल एंड फ्रूटफुल होगा फॉर द लेक्चरशिप एग्जामिनेशन लाइक दैट इज द OPC SSB. फिर भी आज का डिस्कशन बहुत यूजफुल एंड फ्रूटफुल होगा फॉर द PG एंड PhD एंट्रेंस examination for the subject of commerce management economics and other related subjects. So friends, without wasting our valuable time, losing our the valuable time, let's start today's discussion. What is the difference between that is the null hypothesis and the alternative hypothesis? So friends, again I am requesting to all of you, so it's a very interesting and that is the important content. छोटा सा content है, don't skip the video from beginning to till end. You must watch and definitely you will be more comfortable from this or in this video lecture. So during the discussion, if any mismatch or gap you find, kindly give your valuable comment and suggestion in the comment section. Friends, so before distinguishing between the null hypothesis and alternative hypothesis, let's have a clear cut idea what is the meaning of a hypothesis. So friends, hypothesis is an assumption which is made based on some variable by a researcher. In simple language, hypothesis is a tentative answer to a research question or problem. Hence, hypothesis is a clear statement of what is intended to be investigated by a researcher or investigator. So friends, I am hopeful that so now if you are clear what is the meaning of a hypothesis. So friends, here on the basis of the meaning, what is the meaning of a null hypothesis and what is the meaning of alternative hypothesis. So friends, null hypothesis means that there is no significant relationship or difference between the variables or parameters being tested, whereas alternative hypothesis means that there is a significant relationship or difference between variables or parameters. So in previous video I have already posted what are the different types of I have discussed what are the different types of hypothesis. Hi friend, on the basis of nature, what is the basic nature of null hypothesis? So a researcher is to disprove or reject the null hypothesis, whereas a researcher is to prove or accept the alternative hypothesis. What is the symbol of null hypothesis? So null hypothesis is denoted as what is this H0 or H0, whereas alternative hypothesis is denoted as H1 or HA. Next one friends, what are the examples of null hypothesis? So first one, H0 or H0, there is no difference in the salary of factory workers based on gender. Second one example of null hypothesis, there is no relationship between height and shoe size. It's a reverse of null hypothesis. It's there is the difference in the salary of factory workers based on gender, but here there is no difference, but here the difference is there. Second one, it's the example of alternative hypothesis, there is the relationship between the height and the shoe size, but here there is no relationship. So next one, basis of comparison, friends, it's the mathematical expression. So null hypothesis is followed by equals to sign, equal to sign means there is no difference between. So in the case of alternative hypothesis, is followed with a not equal to or less than or it's a greater than sign. So next one, basis of comparison point, it's the result. The result of null hypothesis has no changes with respect to the actions or opinions, but the results of alternative hypothesis has the causes in changes with respect to actions or opinions. So friends, here in null hypothesis there is no difference between the variables, but here there is the difference between the variables in the case of alternative. Friends, now I am hopeful that by citing suitable example, now you are very much clear with respect to null hypothesis क्या है, alternative hypothesis क्या है. So next one basis of comparison is acceptance. If p value is greater than the level of significance, so friends, in the next slide we will discuss what is the meaning of p value, what is the meaning of levels of significance. Then the null hypothesis is rejected. Again I am repeating friends, if p value is greater than the level of significance, then the null hypothesis is accepted, whereas if this will be the reverse, p value will be opposite. If the p value is less than the levels of significance, then the alternative hypothesis is accepted. Next one basis of comparison, it's friends, that is the significance of data. If the null hypothesis is accepted, the result of the study shall be insignificant, whereas if the alternative hypothesis is accepted, then the result of the study shall be significant, means there is the relationship or there is the difference. So last but not the least, the basis of comparison point is testing. The testing of null hypothesis indicates the indirect and implicit process, whereas the testing of alternative hypothesis indicates direct and the explicit process. So friends, so these are all about the basis of comparison. I mean the difference, main difference between the null hypothesis and alternative hypothesis. Hi friends, हम चर्चा करेंगे what is the meaning of p value. P value stands for friends, it's the probability value in a semester exam. So friends, you will get the fill in the blanks or short questions or true or false or MCQs. What is the meaning of p value, or p value stands for what? So p value is a number which describes the likelihood of obtaining the observed data under the null hypothesis of a statistical test. So here again the statistical measure used to determine the likelihood that an observed outcome is the result of a chance. It's the meaning of a p value. So levels of significance, what is this friends? So the level of significance is the probability that the result reported happened by chance. आइए फ्रेंड्स एक एग्जाम्पल लेके विल डिस्कस. सो इट्स example, a level of significance of it's 0.05 means there is a 5% chance that the result is insignificant, and rest, that is the 95%, that the result will be significant, or that it is just happened by chance alone. So here it's the definitions of levels of significance what I have collected from the Google. The level of significance, the probability of a type 1 error that the reject the null hypothesis when it is true. So friends, in the next video definitely we will discuss what is the basic difference between type 1 error and type 2 error, और मतलब क्या है type 1 error and type 2 error, and is usually denoted by alpha. So friends, so these are all about today's discussion. So I am hopeful that so you have learned a lot. So before concluding our discussion, I am wishing all the very best for your upcoming semester exams as well as the other examinations. So friends, during the discussion, if any mismatch gap you find, kindly give your valuable comment and suggestion in the comment section. So further, so I am requesting to all of you, if you have not subscribed to the channel, kindly subscribe it, kindly share it, kindly forward it. So once again, thanks a million to all of you.